She my do or die, my bona fide. My up when I'm down, she's always beside me. She makes me feel alive.
Oh. Okie dokie. Hello and welcome to the Singapore Grand Prix. I am shattered. I'll be honest. I woke up 15 minutes ago. I suppose that's what you get when you sleep, when you stay awake for 26 hours straight. Anyways, we've got the Singapore Grand Prix today. I'm very excited. This is the first Grand Prix that I've watched since I think Spa. So it's been a very, very long time, and I'm just excited. Quali yesterday was just sort of right. Q3 was a bit weird with how, like, I think only Russell managed to improve his lap time on his final run, and it was only by like 0.006 of a second. Everyone else failed to improve, which I thought was quite funny. And of course, today is quite big for the Drivers' Championship, although to be fair, every single race is quite big for the Drivers' Championship. But, especially for a select few, of course, you know, the top sort of three. Quite disappointed is the wrong word, because I don't really care. But, yeah, Lando Norris dropped a bit of a stinker yesterday, which I know is nothing new. But, oh, bollocks. Right, Jack. You're right, Nathan. But yeah, I know it's nothing new. Lando being a bottle job. Surprise, I've even got a bottle here. He's a bottle job. There it is. But I was expecting him to do a bit better than P5. Especially because he looked quite good in FP1, I thought. And, of course, you know, with his teammate 2 places higher around a track where you can't really overtake, like most of them, but here especially, it's going to be real tough. I basically said yesterday, if Lando doesn't beat Oscar today's race, no matter what position, I don't think Lando wins the championship. I feel like this is the decider. From here on, it's just going to be momentum. And if Oscar does better, he's just going to keep doing better and better and better. Vice versa if it was Lando. But Lando, he's in P5, and, you know, Piastri's in P3. So there you go. You was here yesterday, you were here yesterday. How you going? I'm great. I just woke up, because I was awake for 30 hours, and, yeah, I had to rush around, at, you know, at least, of course, I had to make a cup of tea, that was customary, and set everything up, but we are here, and we're doing great. Hope you're doing yourself, Nathan. Hope you're doing good yourself. You're at daily cat memes. I do like daily cat memes. I like cats as well. We are about 2 minutes away from the formation lap. I have no idea how any of this is going to work. I haven't actually properly familiarized myself with this website. I feel like I know, but at the same time, I don't really know. And we're just going to crack into it and see what happens. I don't really have any predictions. I suppose we can look at the my F125 race from the other day and see what the finishing results were there. What I do, actually, I remember the podium, which was Piastri, Verstappen, Norris, I think, was the podium in my stream from the other day. I mean, I was driving as Lando, and I definitely had the pace to win, but I might have got a 10-second penalty, but we'll just gloss over that. Give me my own stream. Why does it take so long to get on my own stream? Like, this is ridiculous. I am the owner of it. I'm 54. I don't want 54. I want that 52, blood. Oh no, I've gone off it. What a dickhead. Oh, no. No, wait. Wait, no, wait. Wait. Oh, okay, there we go. Right. Oh. Yeah. No. I thought Alonso qualified higher than 10th, to be honest. I mean, the predictions at F125 set isn't... No, it is pretty outrageous. If this was a track where you could, like, kind of overtake, maybe like a Bahrain, then I can see this being possible. But Piastri, Verstappen, Norris as a top 3 already seems unlikely, considering there are 2 Mercedes in the mixture. followed by Leclerc in P4. Basically, F125 predicted that neither Mercedes are scoring points. Actually, no, Antonelli in P9, but Antonelli's quite good. I don't think he's going to lose, you know, like 5 odd places, unless, obviously, there's like an incident. Alonso P5 also just, no. Hamilton P6, I guess, just finishing where he started. It's not bad. Tsunoda P7, he's in P13, so no. Albon P8, of course, for those that don't know, the Williams, they both got disqualified from qualifying because of a rear wing rule infringement, I guess you could call it. So they're you know, P20 and 18. I'm not sure why Gasly's in between them. I assume that's either a bug with the website because everyone's jumbled up, or Gasly has taken an engine penalty and they've somehow worked out that Sainz gets to start ahead. I'm not too sure. But yeah, F125 prediction is a bit weak. Yes! Checo is back! Let's go! Oh, lovely to see. Welcome. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm quite disappointed by F125 prediction there, although to be fair, it is a video game. So, you know, in F125, they like to think that Leclerc's the best driver on the grid and Tsunoda is equal to Verstappen. So, that should tell you what you need to know. I think the only realistic result I can see from their prediction is Verstappen P2 and Hamilton P6, and that's it. All of the others are no. To be fair, I tell you what, hang on, this could be the greatest day ever. They predicted, when I say they, it was just a race of robots, but you know what I mean. It said that Sainz would finish P10 after starting P18. He's starting P18. That would be quite cool. Anyways, it is now 13:02. So, are we like... Hang on, let me refresh it. It'll probably work. Give it a second. Boom. There you go. Oh, I've sort of cocked that up a bit. You're going to have to forgive me. I'm a bit tired. I've kind of basically just woke up. But we are ready to start in about 10 seconds, I'd say. Risk of rain is going to be 30%. So that's quite interesting. F1, yeah? Who is your favourite Indian cricketer? Don't know any, because I don't watch cricket. But thanks for your question. Alright, first F1 race I have watched in about a few months. Let us begin. I would say... You know what? Verstappen on the softs, I reckon he gets Russell turn 1. I reckon he does that all day. Also want a big result for Hamilton, because that'd be quite cool. Red flag? Is there a red flag? Please say bottle of water. Okay, bottle of water. And we're off! Why is Sainz in P1? I'm not too sure. It's all kicking off already. I don't know what's going on. That was a bit of a shit start. Anyway, Lando not... Has he done that then? Has Lando just got 2 places and he's in P3? Well, no. Well, no. Russell's already a second ahead, so that's my prediction gone out the window. Okay, Hamilton's dropped down a place. Antonelli's gained 3. No, he didn't. Where did Antonelli's... I'm really dumb. Give me a chance. So Leclerc's gained 1. Alonso's gained 1. Ocon's down. But Norris... Has he gained... I don't even know. I mean, let's be honest. Oscar Piastri, in his mind, the one thing he doesn't want is Lando getting ahead of him. And that's exactly what's happened. Who's your favourite racer? Checo Perez. Bottle of water. Yeah, I don't actually say it like that. I do say bottle of water, but English stereotype and all that. We don't have any yellow flags yet. I hope I'm not jinxing myself, but it does seem like we're all clear for lap 1, which is nice. But this is absolutely ginormous for Lando Norris. Not only is he, you know, up many places, I think 2 or 3 places. He started P6, I believe. Or was it P5? I think it was P5, yeah, because Hamilton was P6, forgive me. So he's already up 2 places ahead of his teammate. George Russell is already outside of DRS, and Norris, is, you know, he's closing in. So if Norris can get P2 and, you know, carry that on, that's massive for him. You alright, Ali? Can you show us the race? I am. It's there. What else do you want? If I show you the race, I will be deleted off the internet. Go watch it yourself. I was just realised I can see it on this screen here. Can you not see that? It better not be able to. Okay, you can't. Good. It would be quite funny. I'm just showing the race on my other monitor. But yeah, Verstappen on the soft tyres, not really working so far. They are used, but it's not that used. It's 4 laps. But the mediums just seem better. Yuki Tsunoda, all the way down to P17. I'm not sure how that's happened, but there you go, it's happened. I realise I'm quite a shit commentator, but you know what? That is, I don't like listening to like your David Cross and all that very often. But one thing that they are infinitely better than me at, and that I really respect them for, is being able to keep up with the leaderboard. Because I mean, to be fair, I'm looking at a track. I'm not really looking at the leaderboard thing. But the way it chop and changes so often, especially in the first couple of laps, I can't keep up. But they can, so fair play to them. I'm the one who said you are a good driver. Yep. I remember, don't worry. I know you pop here every day and remind me. I will never forget. But we approach the end of lap the numero dos. We have Lando Norris within 0.7 of Verstappen. And Russell's just sort of gone. Do you know what I mean? He's gone. 1:39.1, fastest lap of the race, half a second quicker than anyone else. George Russell, see you later, mate. And I'll see you on the top step later on today. You're better than Lando? Ooh, I don't know about that one. I'll take it, but... Oh, hang on. I think there's been some incident that obviously I can't see because I'm looking at this. Turn 1... Oh no, lap 1, turn 3 incident involving Norris and Piastri causing a collision. Ooh! What are you doing? I am watching a Formula 1 race. You're not allowed to show us what you're watching? I'm not. No, if I showed the... Well, no, I'm watching what you're seeing. But if I was to show the actual race... I would be immediately terminated. My whole channel would be terminated, and I'd be gone forever. Unfortunately, that's why no one does, because that's what happens. Welcome to copyright. Landon, I think you've said red flag like twice now, but there isn't one. Unless it's a prediction, which it very well could be. Lance Stroll. Why is there like 3 drivers just not going? Like, why is Stroll just there? Maybe that's what you're on about, is that Stroll's in the barrier. You see? He's there. I don't know, but Russell sets another fastest lap of 38 dead. Once again, half a second quicker than literally everyone else. Okay, so, you know, Russell literally said in practice, or no, he said it after quali. The car didn't feel too great. Antonelli's been better than me the whole weekend. And now he got pole. And now he's, you know, half a second quicker than literally anyone else. He has already dumped 2 seconds on Verstappen. Lando Norris almost dropping out of DRS, which that would be really bad. Although, to be fair, he has got a good gap to Piastri. Although, from what I'm hearing, there might have been a little bit of, you know, a little bumpage going on between the McLarens, which, you know, not ideal. But we do have an FIA update saying that the collision between Norris and Piastri, I haven't seen it, so it might have just been nothing. There's no further investigation, so there'll be no penalties going on there. I don't like Russell. I like Russell, I just like seeing him do bad because it's funny, but I don't mind him overall. Got Hamilton still sort of struggling in P7, and he was like the one driver that I'm backing today because of, like, you know, sort of like the last week or so. It is only lap 4 though. Plenty of time to make a comeback. Of course, it is a 52-lap race. So, what is it, 62? Is it 52 or 62? 62. I remember now. Still... Okay, so Stroll and all the rest of them have finally started moving away from the final corner. And, nothing's really going on in sort of like the bottom 10 area. You know, it's all sort of just stayed the same. It's funny when he says someone hitting and it was definitely his fault. He has done that before. I feel like every driver does that, though. Like, every driver's going to do that. Well, I mean, you're not going to crash into someone and go, oh, it's my bad. I'm sorry. You wouldn't. You're going to blame the other person. As Russell goes fastest again. Everyone's just improving their lap times by half a second each lap. Russell did a 38 dead, now it's a 37.5, and once again he's half a second quicker than literally everyone else. And he's already nearly 3 seconds ahead. Let's just hope he's not burning his tyres away before everyone else. I know he's smart enough not to do that. That's why he's in Formula 1, and I'm sat here watching him. But that would be tough. You'll just see that gap to Verstappen just go to, like, from 3 seconds to, like, 0.5 of a second because he's murdered his tyres. I don't know much about F1, so how many laps? There is 62 laps, and we are only 5 in. So, the race, if there's no rain, and there's no, like, safety cars or red flags, which all pause the race, it should be about an hour and 30 to an hour and 40. That's kind of the usual average for a length of a race, unless you're at Monza, in which, what was that, like an hour and 10? It was the fastest Grand Prix ever. So, that's quite interesting. Maybe they should just put more laps on. Although I suppose, like I said, if there's like a nasty red flag, you could delay the race by half an hour and then you're there for nearly 2 hours. George Russell, though, goes fastest again. He's actually managed to do it 5 times in a row, which is got to be quite a rare stat, to be fair. Verstappen with a 37.5, so only about 3 attempts behind, which is a good improvement. Lando Norris has dropped back massively, by the way. He's now 1.7 behind Verstappen. He was only, he was winning DRS, and then all of a sudden he's lost it. He's gone. He's dead. He's out of there. Although, like I said, he still has that gap to Piastri, which is, I suppose, all that matters to Lando, really. Because I know Verstappen is an outside challenger to the title, but I think as far as Lando and Oscar are concerned, it's just between each other. So Lando wants, of course, above anything else to finish ahead of Piastri, which right now, he is in the prime position to do. He's got ahead of Piastri, and obviously it's quite difficult to overtake around here, and he's got the gap, so... But you know the Lando Norris slow stop is inevitable. Like, that's just gonna happen at some point. We do have some team radios from the McLaren drivers that have just come through. Let's take a listen. I think you should be able to hear these. Okay. That was half an hour before the race. Lando just went like, shit, and that was it. After the race, here we go. Oscar Piastri.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't very team-like, but sure.
Oh. What else you got? What else you got to say? This is a long one.
So,
I guess not. He just went, sir. Does he think he's Ronaldo?
No further action from the stewards. As a team, we can see Lando has to avoid Verstappen, so we won't take any action during the race. We can review further afterwards.
I'll be honest. I quite like McLaren, like I do. I like Lando a lot. I like Piastri a lot. But the way that they run the team, in terms of, like, on track, is so just childish. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's like the McLaren engineers and, like, the people working for the team are their own stewards. Because what I've just heard from that radio message is, if Norris, without, like, you know, Verstappen or anyone, if he crashed into Piastri and they saw it as Norris crashing into Piastri rather than avoiding Verstappen, they would have told them to swap round, I guarantee. The way he said it, we're going to take no action. Who do you think you are? You're not the stewards. Crack on. How is Verstappen's tyre race 9 laps? Because he started. Yellow flag. Oh, we have a yellow flag at turn 6, which is down the DRS straight. It doesn't seem like anyone's gone off, though, so I think there's going to be some debris going on. But it is a yellow flag. Of course, a yellow flag, they just drive slower. Down there, there's no pause or anything. And we're back underway with green conditions. But no one was there, so that's a bit weird. But Verstappen started on 3-lap-old tyres compared to everyone else. Obviously, a tyre from qualifying. I like how Russell's just consistently setting purple sector 1s. Like, every single lap he manages it. But then, is he, yep, once again, he is the fastest car on track. I'm actually quite interested to see which lap he won't be for a change. We're 7 laps in, we are now on lap 8, and he has been the fastest car, or he's set the fastest lap time each go. If this was F125 elimination, he would have won. Probably because they'd be lucky to get more than 8 people to join. Once again, though, setting the fastest Sector 1, I don't know what he's got in that Sector 1. He's obviously got something. Alright, let me quickly have a look at this McLaren incident. Hang on. Come on, show it, Sky. I just realised I'm probably showing the... I can't... Hang on. So Lando goes around the outside of Verstappen. Nah. You can't do Lando for that. I mean, the stewards won't, but I mean McLaren, they literally said that if, like, Lando crashed into Piastri on purpose, they would have swapped them round. Welcome back, Evan. Yes, Evan's back. Welcome. But, yeah, if Lando didn't turn right, he would have crashed into Verstappen's arse. So, there's nothing wrong. No, Lando did nothing wrong, you know. That was quite similar to Checo and Ocon in, I forgot when it was. But, you know, when they, round turn 3, they, like, crashed each other into the wall? That almost happened between the McLarens. That would have been so funny. Unfortunate it didn't happen. Frederick Vassura's alien theory? What, like, you mean he's just, like, what? I don't get that one. Ocon has an issue with his brakes? He's had a really shit weekend, hasn't he? Qualifying had an issue with his seatbelt, and now he's got an issue with his brakes. Obviously, a seatbelt, you probably still... Yeah, you can't race with a dodgy seatbelt, but with a brake, you literally can't. So, I think you'd rather have the brake issue in quali, because at least you can drive in the race. That's tough. I hope he doesn't retire, because, it's like, that's just how F1 works. A safety car or a red flag, probably just a safety car, and your race can go from, being P16... like Ocon is now, straight into the top 10. Where can I watch this online? Well, obviously, if you want to go official, if you're in the UK, you have to watch Sky Sports. If you're from anywhere else, I think it's anywhere else, you can get an F1 TV subscription. On the dodgy side, I don't actually know, because I haven't had to watch it, dodgily myself. McLaren is not Alpine, we're crashing into each other. Well, I know they don't crash into each other, I'm just saying, if Piastri didn't react by turning when Norris turned, that would have happened. I just watched the craziest start ever. In what? If you're talking about this, then yeah, that was pretty crazy. Oscar making lots of drama. I think he is over-dramatizing it a bit, because at the end of the day, he should have also been able to see that if Norris didn't turn, he would have rammed Verstappen, which, to be fair, Piastri is probably hoping for. That's why he's complaining. Because in Piastri's case, getting his 2 title contenders chucked out of turn 3, lap 1, will be very ideal. How tall are you? I'm, 5'6". I wasn't expecting that. You have to watch it on Sky Sports in Italy. How does that work though? Because Sky Sports is like a British thing. That's tough. Especially because I say it's tough because Sky Sports is way overpriced and just quite shit production. Team radio from Lando Norris from about a minute ago.
How are the tyres? How's the pace?
Yeah, pace is good. I think I'm a lot quicker.
The pace seems to be alright. He's pulled a second on Piastri, and he's kind of catching Verstappen, but it's quite similar overall. Russell, once again, Russell is the only driver on the grid right now that has got into the 1 minute 36s, and he's still in the 36s. Russell does a 36.6, Verstappen a 37.2, which is 20 milliseconds quicker than Norris, and no one else is even close. That's quite incredible. I'm watching on ESPN. Yeah, that's also the another big one you can watch it on. But in Italy, do you have the option for F1 TV? Because in Britain, you literally you can get an F1 TV subscription, but you can't watch live races. You just get like all of the, the past races and documentaries and shit. If you want to watch live races, you have to own Sky Sports, which is just so dumb. He's catching Max slowly. He does seem to be. He's actually, to be fair, he's catching him quite quickly now. 1.7 to 1.5 in like one sector. My tea's gone cold. I just realised my cup says 16 years. This mug is 3 years old already. Bloody hell. I don't know. Fair enough. Russell once again in 36s. Can anyone get into it? I'm not sure, because they're all set in yellow sectors. Although Verstappen does go fastest in Sector 3 of anyone so far, and he's still not in the 36s. So Russell now with a 6-second gap in 12 laps, which actually, that's slowed down quite a lot. He was doing about 8 tenths to a second a lap. Now it's half a second a lap. Oh, boo-hoo. To watch the actual race, it's $120 a month. 120... What? 120 a month? Well, surely you get more than F1. You get, like, the whole package. Right? Surely? Piastri isn't very fast? I don't think so. He's really not. He is losing quite heavily. 3 tenths slower than Lando on the previous lap. Well, I'm pretty sure... Actually, I'm not too sure. See, they said there was a collision between the McLarens. When you actually look back, it doesn't look like there is. I was thinking maybe Piastri's got damage, but I don't think he does. Team radio from Max Verstappen.
Any change there with the downshift, Max? Otherwise, you've got...
No, it's really...
Okay, understood.
Alright, Verstappen got gearbox issues. Not good. Russell setting 2 purple sectors. How? I don't know. But Russell's on for a flyer. And he puts in a 36.5. Okay. 37.2 for Verstappen. 37, well, 1.5 if you want to round it, 2 for Norris. 6.8, yeah. No one, the only person, yeah. That is ridiculous. I thought there'd be a little fight for the win, but George Russell seems that he's going to just plow on and win the race for free. I mean, he's already got a 6-second margin. That's enough to win. Like, how? What happened? Nothing happened, really. It's just Russell just being inhuman. Like I said, Russell said that, like, the car wasn't great and Antonelli was doing a lot better than him in practices, and now he's just actively winning by the largest margin. He's pulled nearly 7 seconds already. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Max has gearbox issues. I don't think it's that serious. Just a bit of a dodgy downshift. Oh, we've reached 7 seconds. Well done, Russell. Norris still staying about the 1.4 margin, which is interesting because he said he was faster. But he's not really proving to be that much faster. I mean, to be fair, 30 milliseconds quicker on the previous lap. Well done, Norris. You've done it. That was technically faster. Right. What's Verstappen going to put in? 37.3. Norris 37 dead. Ew. That's quite fast. Where was it primarily? Sector 2. Look at that Sector 2 from Norris. 3 tenths up. That is where... Ooh. That's where you want to gain. I'll tell you what, the soft tyres are lasting a lot longer than I thought. 13 laps. Plus, they're already 3 laps old. I mean, if I did 13 laps on F125 on the softs, there'd be about 80% dead. And I'd be dead in a wall somewhere. Alonso podium, God, let this happen. He has gained 2 places from the start, so it's not bad. There's also a bit of a, you know, back marker battle going on. Never mind, no, there isn't. It's just drivers pitting, which is going to be Yuki Tsunoda, who somehow managed to drop down to, like, P17 off the start. And, although, to be fair, didn't he start, like, 12th, so it wasn't that much. And Bortoletto pits as well. Bortoletto seems to be spending quite a lot of time in the pits. But what does he come out on? Tsunoda's on hard tyres, which... Do they get to the end? Probably not. But I'm not too sure. I mean, to be fair, Russell is on 13 lap-old tyres, and he's lapping exactly the same in the 36s, so they're obviously quite good still. And Bortoletto also out on brand new hards. That's good to know. Norris has got the gap down to 1.2. Not bad, you know. Kimi with steering wheel that is off-centre. Oh, that must be absolutely horrible to drive with, like, genuinely. Russell's still in the 36s. Verstappen a 37.4. Norris a 37.3. If Max pits before Russell, I think he can go P1. I don't think so. He's not going to gain 8 seconds in the undercut. He'd be lucky to gain it at all. Especially considering Russell is still running at, like... I mean, the best lap is a 36.5, and he's still doing a 36.8. And we are 15 laps in. Franco Colapinto making his first stop of the race. So the soft tyres can go about 14 to, like, 18 lap, that kind of area. So we should see Verstappen making his first stop pretty soon. Bortoletto had front wing damage from that pit stop. Okay, that makes sense why he was a bit slower than Tsunoda. I also want to see the... I know Tsunoda and Bortoletto aren't the best, you know, representatives, but I want to see how good the hard tyres are. I mean, are they like the mediums? Can they just consistently, like, lap extremely well for 20 laps or something? I also want to know, when is Russell not going to be in the 36s? So far, it's not a great lap. This could be the first lap where he's not in the 36s. Hang on a minute. Are we finally escaping the 36s? Yes! We've done it! George Russell does a 37.1. He is finally not in the 36s. Oh my. It only took 16 laps, but he's done it. Is race going to be crazy? I don't think so, to be honest. I wouldn't be... Obviously, I don't know what can happen. There's still a stupid amount of laps left, like 46 laps left, but... The only thing I could see happening is Norris passing Verstappen, and that's about it. No one else seems to have that much pace over the other. I'm gonna go now. I'll see you later, Landon. Thanks for stopping by. Do you think Russell wins? I think he makes a mistake. I don't. I think Russell just wins. I think he continues extending his gap for the whole race and just finishes and wins, and that's it. Done. Ollie Behrman has a track time deleted. So that's one warning. I mean, to be fair, there's not really... I mean, where do you go off track around Singapore? The only place I can think of is the final corner. And the only people to go off track so far is Antonelli with 1 and Behrman with 1. Who do I think is going to win? Yeah, no, it's what I said earlier. I do just think it's George Russell. I just think he continues extending that gap, and he might make the odd mistake, but he's already got such a large gap, he should be fine. I'm surprised Norris didn't end up with damage. I'm quite surprised as well. Because I mean, to be fair, it was either he crashed into Verstappen or he tapped into Piastri, and he kind of tapped into Piastri, but neither of them seem to have damage, or they haven't reported it. Maybe Piastri does, but he hasn't said anything. Verstappen actually quicker than Norris on that previous lap, which is quite surprising. Norris had a bit of momentum going, you know, he was catching. And that's the bottle job for you. I mean, hey, bottle job. I've got it ready. Could you show the race? I can't because of copyright. Actually, no, it's a bit beyond copyright. It's straight up illegal to show the race. That's why no one does. Because it's illegal. Piastri 14 seconds behind. He is 14 seconds behind. Although that's actually not... I mean, that is a lot. But, I mean, Verstappen's 8 seconds behind. Norris is around 10 seconds behind. Russell was just straight up gone. He's just left the field. And his lap times still aren't slowing down as he gets back into the 36s. He's on... His tyres are 16 laps old and showing the very, very minuscule amounts of wear. Because he is still setting these absurd lap times. What's he going to do now? A 36.9. Some people do it, but I could find no one. Well, I'd be very surprised by that because, like I said, it's illegal. So they would just... I mean, they probably don't exist anymore because their channel's been terminated or they got a copyright strike. I'm quite curious to know when Verstappen's going to make his stop. Also, Alonso and Hadjar. Colapinto pitted quite early on the soft. They were only about, what, 16 laps old? And he's now on a fresh set of mediums. Watching on ESPN. Yeah, that is, I think that's what a lot of people watch if you're not in the UK. Although, is that American only? I could be wrong, but it might be. Lando's not pitting? No, not yet. There's the Sigma Indian dudes that show all the race in like 2p. Sometimes they do that, but it's like I said, like it's quite literally against the law to show the race. So it's like when you might see the odd stream of like a football match, but they'll be like they'll be taken off the internet quite quickly. I got a 3-month ban on Twitch because I was showing the official live timing. This is a website that I found, and you should all go and use it yourself. It's fantastic. It's called I forgot what it's actually called. I think it's just live timing. But if you use the I was just doing this with the official one that's on the F1 website. A 3-month ban because I was showing that. So imagine what would happen if I showed the actual broadcast. They're getting ready. Let's see it then. No, he's say that again. They might be trying to bait Max into pitting. Like, pitting first. Because I think the mediums are going to be good for a long time. There's no reason to pit this early on the mediums. They're definitely not going to pit this early. I mean, look at Russell. He is still only half a second off himself. And he's also now going even quicker in Sector 1. He was doing sort of 26 or 28.8. He's now in a 28.7. It does appear Norris has minor wing damage. Ooh. That is kind of tough. Although it doesn't seem to be affecting his pace that badly. Although if he actually does have wing damage, you have to ask yourself, how quick could he be if he didn't have any wing damage? Yeah, it really doesn't seem to be slowing him. But yeah, if his car was 100%, he'd probably be past Verstappen by now. Speaking of, he is so close to getting within DRS. He just can't quite get there, although he seems to be having quite a strong Sector 2. As Russell is closing on that 10-second gap to Max Verstappen. Piastri also, not doing too bad. 28.7 in Sector 1. The only driver to get a green sector on the whole track. His wing is bent. Yeah, you don't want a bent wing. No, that would lose you a lot of time. Russell a 36.9. Verstappen is going to do... Verstappen comes in. Verstappen pits. 21 laps on the softs. And he's in. That's actually quite big for the McLaren. That unleashes Norris to probably find a couple of tenths more a lap. Because obviously there's no dirty air. And... yeah. I reckon... it's actually quite important now. We need to see Verstappen's pace. He should come out... oh, I was going to say mediums are hard, but of course he's going to come out on those two. What's it going to be? Is it mediums or is it hards? Because if I assume it's going to be mediums and he's going to do a 2-stop. Move this thing. Get out my face. But whatever Verstappen's on, look at his lap times. Because if they're no better than a sort of like a mid-37, then the strategy hasn't worked. I'm looking at his gap. he has got a very nice gap. Red Bull have timed his stop well. He is ahead of Alonso, and he's got a gap to Antonelli, so that is a good stop. Well, actually, not really. No, he's got 8 seconds to Hamilton. That is very good, and he's on the hard tyres, which... Bro, what are you caught up in, headphone wire? This is egregious. How has this happened? Move! Okay, there we go. I fixed it. There is a slight chance that Verstappen can go to the end on these tyres, but we need to look at Verstappen's lap times compared to Norris, because that will decide if the undercut is going to work or not. I'm working lap 20 on my feed. I'm on lap 21. A 3-second stop in the pits, that is actually really good info. That is info that I don't have, so thanks for sharing. That is actually... That's not bad. And as we know, Norris is going to get a slow stop. We know that's going to happen. Max Verstappen, fastest Sector 2, which is a good sign. And he goes faster in Sector 3. Right, so it seems them hard tyres are going to be quite good. Although if the mediums can keep going, then why not? Norris actually faster than Russell on the previous lap. That's the first time that's happened this entire race where Russell isn't the fastest driver. It took 21 laps. A second longer? Well, yeah, he probably desired a 1.8, but realistically, a good stop is anything below a 2.5, in my opinion. Isaac Hadjar now pitting as well for 22 laps on the softs. Now, let's see these sector times. Russell at 28.8, Norris at 28.78, Piastri 28.8, Verstappen 28.69. Ooh. So it's not that much quicker, but it's still a 10th of a second, which is a lot. I think Verstappen's focusing a lot more on track position rather than, like, tyre advantage, whereas I think Norris and McLaren, they're going to do a thing where they're going to try and, like, give Norris a massive tyre advantage, but he won't be able to overtake because we're at Singapore. You can't overtake round here. Get a dog and name him Monaco? The Monaco-based YouTuber who beat 7-time world champion. We need to get a dog and name him Nico Rosberg. No, my dog's name, you could... Oh no, my microphone's in the way. If I move my microphone, hang on. You see it? Kind of. There's a portrait of my dog there in a Red Bull suit because his name is Max Verstappen. His actual legal name is Maximus Decimus Meridius Verstappen. That's his name. Lando pushing his ass off. He does seem to be. Sets his best lap of the race, a 36.6. Only 2 tenths away from the fastest lap. So yeah, he is going to pit soon and he is giving it some. Max Verstappen actually slower than Norris on that lap. Ooh, that is actually quite interesting. I love the history of Monaco, but the race is unwatchable. See, I love the history of Monaco. I also love watching it. So, we agree in one half, but disagree in the other. I believe Leclerc just made a move on Nico Hülkenberg after pitting for new hard tyres. Ferrari's not looking too good this weekend. Actually, they looked alright in practice. And then quali, it was just sort of like they were sort of there. And in the race, they're not really showing much. I mean, a 38 dead for Hamilton is quite slow. Russell does a 37.2. Norris is going to dump in a 36.7. And Piastri's coming through with a 36.6. So Piastri is also pushing his arse off. Okay. I assume because Norris is in the lead, they're going to pit him first. But you never know with McLaren. Alright, Cole. The chair pitting. Yep, he's gone. He's done that. As Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the race. That is crucial. Especially considering he went yellow in 2 sectors and then green in 1 sector. I'm not sure how he's managed that, but there you go. 36.3. Fastest lap by a decent margin as well. Gotta go. Right, see you later, Ali. Lando's catching George. He is. Not by a lot, but he is. As Verstappen goes fastest in Sector 1. So these are the hard tyres being warmed up and working. The best part of Monaco is qualifying. Other than that, it's basically a roundabout where everyone finishes where they start. For the most part, yeah, but I suppose that's the difference between me and, I'd say actually most racing fans. I don't really give a shit about overtaking. I just like watching cars go fast. So, I don't really care if there's no overtakes. I don't think I've ever, like, come away from a race and gone like, oh, that race was so boring. Even Monaco. I just like watching the cars, so I guess that's the difference. But yeah, obviously I see why people say Monaco is unwatchable, and obviously the no overtaking. Although, to be fair, there's not many overtakes anywhere nowadays because the cars are so massive. Russell puts in a 37.1. Norris, though, 3 tenths up on that. A little bit faster than his teammate. But Antonelli, sort of out of nowhere, actually goes far... Oh, no, he doesn't. That was last lap. He actually puts in a 37.1. But Antonelli's showing some pace, finally. Hamilton a 37.9, so way behind the other medium runners, as Verstappen goes in and puts in another fastest lap with a 36 dead, which is some serious pace, like serious pace. Who's Sector 2 purple? I don't actually know, to be fair. I believe it should still be Russell, but yeah. Verstappen, that's the fastest lap overall. If Lando pits, he'd be 1 second, behind Max, I assume you're talking about. I mean, I actually don't know what the average loss for a pit stop is around here, but the gap between Norris and Verstappen right now is, 13, 17, 20... It's about 20 seconds, roughly. I think Singapore might be a... Is it? No, I don't know how long Singapore is, but that's around the gap. Georgia's got no pace. I think I disagree, kind of. I don't know. He has dropped off quite a bit. Yeah, I was going to say no, but with how quick Norris and Piastri are now going, I'd say, yeah, he has dropped off quite a bit. Yeah, but you don't live, haha. Pretty sure I'm alive. I'm here breathing. 21 seconds lost? Okay, so you've smashed it then. If Norris would to pit now, he would be 1 second behind, which is basically what it was before, so... Norris is just gaining tyre advantage over Verstappen without really losing too much. He isn't losing time and he isn't losing track position, so why not? As Lewis Hamilton makes his first stop, which might be a couple laps too late because Hamilton's lap times was really, really shit in the last sort of 5 or so. Norris might close the gap. I bet they don't fix that wing. It's just whether not. I mean, they'll probably just ask Norris and ask him, like, do you think you can still beat Verstappen with your damaged front wing? Piastri with a very smelly lap that last time round as well. 37.5. Obviously, a mistake's been made somewhere. Norris with a 36.9. Russell a 37.1. Or 37.2, rather. Norris is cutting that gap down massively, actually. He's done about another half a second in the last 2 laps or so. Russell rounds the final corner. What's he going to put in? Whatever it is, Norris is about 2 tenths up at the moment. It's another... Oh! Russell pits. Will Norris do the same? With Verstappen setting more purple sectors? Yes? No? No. Norris stays out. What about Piastri? He also stays out. The McLarens are staying out. They are... I don't know what they're doing, actually, because... I feel like no matter how much tyre advantage the McLarens get, they're not passing Verstappen, because it's Singapore. What happened in your PC? Nothing. My PC's fine. Kimi Antonelli now pitting as well for Mercedes. So Russell comes out on brand new hards. I feel like that's going to be everyone's choice. Question is, though, can they get to the end? I don't know, because I can only compare it to F1 25, which is obviously the complete opposite of realism. And in that would be no. But here, maybe. I mean, to be fair, they could do the entire Baku Grand Prix on the hards. So, they should be able to. Lando Norris, team radio popping through. Here we go.
And the gap to Oscar is 4.7. He's going to have to pit soon to cover Leclerc. Are you willing to let Leclerc pit? Let Oscar pit the lap before you?
Yep. No, I would not.
Good job, Lando. Really cute communications. Would you allow us to pit Piastri one lap before you? Yep. Wait, no. Good. So, given that message, I reckon they're going to pit Norris now, which they do. Ball knowledge, there it is. What is this? This is a watch-along of the F1 2025 Singapore Grand Prix. It's in the title of the stream. I hate Spa for rolling starts in 2025. Did they do a rolling start? I wouldn't know. I didn't watch it. Russell 2.5 pit. That is pretty good. A bit of drama with McLaren. There is. How do I watch? Depends where you live. If you're in the United Kingdom, it'd be Sky Sports. If you're in America, it'd be ESPN. If you're anywhere else, F1 TV. But I'm not too sure. That's just a guess. Just sort of search like how to watch F1. There you go. I'd like to... I'm in Uzbekistan, then I do not have a clue, unfortunately. But you should be able to just Google how to watch F1 in my country, and you should find out. It probably isn't free, by the way, so keep that in mind. Norris, though, with a 2.1 second stop. Finally! Norris has a good stop. He's had 5 stinkers in a row, and that's going to help him massively. He does come out 5 seconds behind Verstappen, but he has a 7-lap tyre advantage, which, given the hards, might not actually be that much. That's actually not a lot. Verstappen's done really well there, as Russell goes fastest in Sector 2 on the brand new hards, and Antonelli goes fastest in Sector 1. 28.1? That is serious pace. Okay, Kimmy. I wasn't familiar with you on hard tyres. Well done. Google is forbidden. I apologise for not knowing that. Then I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't believe Lance is in P10. Not for much longer. He still has a pit stop to do. Pretty much, yeah. We still have a load of ones left to pit. As Russell gets past Verstappen, or what's happened? I don't know what's happened there. Someone's changed, but it's Piastri pitting. My apologies. Piastri comes into the pits. This is to cover off Leclerc, by the way. And Leclerc is still behind, I think? No? Is he? Yes. Leclerc stays behind. So even though McLaren pitted Oscar second, they do stay ahead of Leclerc, which is what mattered to them. So fair play. How'd y'all rage you on the radio? Well, everyone, let's hear it!
Okay, listen carefully. We have an engine issue. 3 to 4 tenths a lap. I'm really sorry. It's back.
Wait, what the hell is wrong with this engine again?
What the hell is wrong with this engine again? I love Isaac. It's a shame about his engine, but he's so great. Agile may be out. He might honestly just bin it off. I mean, he's P14. He'll probably get to P9 or something when everyone else does their stops. When you're losing that much time down the straights, you're going to end. I mean, he'll probably just keep going until he's out the points and quite low down. But so far, he's slow, but he's not that slow. Norris is hacking off a 10th sector. You're actually spot on, he is. I mean, look at that. Although Verstappen just put in a great Sector 3, though. Anthony's still with the fastest lap, though. By a decent margin as well. Look at that. A 35.3. Second fastest, a 35.6 from Norris. That's fast. Bloody hell. You're right, Trips. I'm doing great. You'll be doing good yourself. Fernando was a 9.2 second stop. Oh, that's less than ideal for Fernando, who had a good chance of points today. Maybe 1 or 2, but still points. Which nowadays, Aston, you know, they're not in the points very often. That would have been good to see. Lewis Hamilton does his best lap of the race, and it is still about half a second off everyone else. That's good. It's a shame Hamilton's not really showing much pace. Although he should be on for a P7, like almost guaranteed. Oscar had a bad stop. Oh. So they're actively... So all you McLaren conspiracy theories that say they sabotaged Lando with slow stops, what are you going to say now? Now that Norris has had a really good stop and Piastri a really slow stop, you're going to start saying they're favouriting Lando. I bet they are. To be fair, he might be, 10 seconds behind Lando now, but McLaren pitted him purely to stay ahead of Leclerc, and he's done that. So I don't think McLaren care. That's me. To be fair, it's actually kind of thing. You like a conspiracy theory, you like trying to dig into, like, the strategies behind teams and favoritisms, and you like doing that kind of thing, then good for you. I just don't look that deep into it. In my opinion, I think the McLaren pit crew is just a bit shit, and that's about it. Around the previous times, though, Russell, as you can see, a 35.7, Verstappen a 36.1, and Norris a 35.7 as well. Wow. Look at that. So, Lando, 4/10 up on Verstappen that lap. And this time around, he's a tenth and a bit down on Verstappen through Sector 1, although I believe Lando's Sector 2 is where he's strong. So keep an eye on that. Used to be godly, it did. Also did Red Bulls, and then Red Bull kind of fell off a bit as well. Although saying that, they're not doing, like, 5 to 7 second stops every single Grand Prix. I'm surprised Lance Stroll still hasn't pitted. His soft tyres have gone from... To be fair, this should tell us all we need to know. Lawson, 29 laps on the mediums. Stroll, 29 laps on the softs. And he's not even that slow. He's faster than Lawson. Ocon, 29 laps. Sainz, 29 laps. Albon, 29 laps. If that tells us anything, it means all of the current drivers on the hards are going to go until the end. Maybe apart from Tsunoda and Bortoletto, because they're a lot older, but overall, they should be going until the end. As Ollie Behrman has a... Is that another? No, that's the same lap time. It's team radio from Fernando Alonso. Take a listen to this.
34 to go.
If you speak to me every lap, I will disconnect the radio.
I love Fernando so much. If you talk to me every lap, I'll unplug my radio. It's outrageous. Last time around, Verstappen quickest. Oh, he's quicker than Lando. And Piastri quicker than the both of them. Although they are still quite similar overall. Although, of course, if my theory is correct, and no more pit stops are going to take place if there's no safety cars or red flags, it is a straight-out fight between Norris and Verstappen for that P2. I still think... Actually, to be fair, look at the gap to Russell. How is it 3.5? I know he stopped 6 laps later, but that undercut is outrageous. To be fair, it's very important then that Russell pulled out the gap he did, because if he didn't... Yeah, no, that's actually really good. Obviously, if Russell didn't put out that gap, they wouldn't have waited 6 more laps. They would have pitted him like instantly after Verstappen or before him. But because he built that gap, they were able to pit him a lot later, which means he can now have a tyre advantage until the end. That's quite good. Although I will say, he's not that quick. 35.9 by Russell, 35.7 by Verstappen and Norris, and a 30... what? It's going to be a 35... Oh, wow. Piastri's a lot further behind than I thought. 35.4. Oh, that's fast. You right, David? The only way they don't go to the end is with a safety car? I agree. Kimi has fantastic lap times. He does. Well, not anymore. To be fair, he's matching Verstappen and Norris, kind of. But his first couple of laps on them hards were seriously quick. I mean, look at his best lap, a 35.3. Second best is a 35.4. By Piastri, and then a 35.6. So he is seriously fast. Right, Hugo, welcome back. What wheel do I run? I use a Thrustmaster open wheel add-on. Shame about the Williams. I mean, I know they're P10 and P12 now, but by the time they stop, they're going to drop all the way back down again. I wonder what's wrong with their rear wing. Because they just say infringement, but what does that mean? Obviously, I know what it means, but, like, was it too big? Was it... I don't even know. I mean, there was that thing with McLaren. Was it McLaren where their DRS was, like... There was, like, a bigger gap than there should be or something along those lines. Russell crossing the line to put in a 36.8. Verstappen comes through with a 35.68. Norris a 35.63. And Piastri going way quicker than all of them right now. Is going to come around the final corner and dump in a 35.56. Loses a bit in the final sector, but overall still up on the top 4. Copy. Good. Wish there was some more team radios. Or maybe they just filter what, I reckon the only team radios... To be fair, actually, when I think about it, the only reason we get these live timings is because they're just using whatever gets shown to, like, broadcasters. So, obviously, the ones that get shown to broadcasters are very specific team radios. They're not going to show everything, so that actually makes a lot of sense. Would you even fit in an F1 car? I knew you were trying to be, oh, you're a funny joke, but I actually wouldn't, no. Looking at sector times, Verstappen personal best in sector 1. What has happened to Russell? Why is he so slow now? I mean, I say slow, he's still only 0.2 a lap slower, but he was a second a lap quicker before, and now he's a bit slow. Gap is now down to 2.9. 36.1 for Russell. 35.6 for Verstappen. 35.7. I can't read. You can already see. I don't need to tell you. It appears Verstappen and Norris have equalised. It seems like everything's sort of at a stalemate right now. Verstappen is catching Russell very slightly. The gap to Norris is staying the same, and Piastri is also catching slightly. So I don't know. It's quite an interesting one, really. I mean, there's still... We are now, what? Just over halfway through the race? I want to see how that gap gets down. I'm back. Welcome back, Shrub. I remember you. I tried to get into a GT3 Porsche. That was super tight. Yeah, they have, like... Obviously, you've not only got all the seat belts, they've got a roll cage in there and everything. But yeah. Lando and Max are not pushing. They're probably... I mean, I don't know. It's difficult to say. I hope if they're not pushing, then Russell isn't either. Because, yeah. The gap's coming down. I do love the idea, though, that Blood came in here and said, would you fit an F1 car? As if I would ever actually get the opportunity to get in one. That's just funny. Hamilton finally showing a sign of life. Setting the best Sector 1 out of everyone on that last lap. Russell at 35.9, Verstappen 35.8, Norris 35.8, Piastri rounding the final corner, looks to be a little bit up on them, puts in a 35.7. Overall, though, pretty much the same. The top 4, every lap, are split by at most 0.3 of a second. Are you hating Spartu Road at WEC? I don't watch WEC, so... I already have an opinion. Spa's the best track on the calendar, so it's probably quite good. Alonso setting his best lap of the race, 1.5 seconds behind Hadjar, who, remember, has that engine problem, losing about half a second a lap or something. And he's on older tyres, so Alonso should get by. What application or site? It's a website called formula-timer.com. I literally just searched F1 live timing and this was it. I used to use one called F1 Dash, but it doesn't work anymore, unfortunately, which is a big shame because that website was really, really, really good. I mean, it kind of was working, but now it isn't. Yeah. There's two. There's F1 Dash, or there's this one, which is Formula Timer, I think it's called. I'm just checking the other one. F1 Dash does work, but it looks exactly the same as this, so you can just pick one. Very, very useful. Considering they're free as well. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can also just look at the official live timing, but I don't know if you need an F1 TV subscription for that. I don't remember. But yeah. Sorry for yapping, but there's your answer. Gotta get all my chats back up now. Hang on. There we go. Okay, cool. 2.8 gap, you might get there by the end. Probably. I mean, if Dennis's theory is correct and they're not even pushing yet, then they should do. Although I will say they have slowed up a little bit, so they are now, I would assume, easing off a bit. Although look at Verstappen's tyres, they are 7 laps older than Norris's and 6 laps older than Russell, so that should, it might not be that big, but it should play a bit of a part, in especially at the later stages. Both the McLarens improving through Sector 1. As I say, they're backing off a bit. Well done, me. Good job. Do you think Yuki Tsunoda will remain on the grid with Red Bull or Alpine for 2026? He's clearly struggling in 2025, but the RB21 is difficult to drive, and I think he proved himself in 2024. I completely agree. I mean, I think Tsunoda in 23, 24, and the start of 25 was one of the best performing drivers on the grid. And it's not just this year's car. We have seen through Checo, Gasly, and Albon that the second Red Bull just isn't drivable anywhere near to the level that Max does. Whether you think the Red Bull's made for Max, whether you think Verstappen's just the best at driving it, it's up to you. But fact is, even Lawson, I forgot about Lawson. Think of Liam Lawson. Australia and China, he got knocked out in Q1 3 times and was always last. He got dumped, and now he isn't the best driver on the grid, but he is up there. So, to answer your question, I think Tsunoda actually gets taken out of F1. I think they also dump out Colapinto. I think Paul Aron goes to Alpine. I think Hadjar gets put in the Red Bull. And I think Arvin, I can't say his last name, Lindblad, I can never say it, gets put in the Racing Bulls. You're at LCT Gaming. Signs yet to pit. There is a lot of drivers yet to pit. Also, I said it earlier, Lance Stroll, 36 laps on soft tyres. He's really slow, but how? How does a soft tyre ever... This is the problem with Formula 1 nowadays. Them soft tyres should never be able to do that many laps without just blowing up. Big mistake by Verstappen, it seems like it. Look at that. 5 seconds. I'm really slow. I apologise. Let's listen to the team radio. Oh. To be fair, he ain't lost that. He's lost about half a second. It's not that much. Well, it is a lot when the margins are so tight right now. But it isn't like he's gone off, do you know what I mean? Fernando Alonso getting past Hadjar with his engine problems. Good move, not bad. Why is he still P6? Because he's 1.5 seconds behind Leclerc and isn't quick enough to overtake him. You can see his lap times. Leclerc did a 36.1, Antonelli a 36.4. So he's not quick right now. Give Stroll a moment, he'll yeet his stay in the bin. Eventually, yeah. Probably. Although, to be fair, Stroll doesn't really crash nowadays. He's just sort of slow. Which is probably why he doesn't crash, but yeah. Bit of a lock-up, yeah. I mean, obviously it's a loss, and he's probably got a bit of a flat spot on his tyres, but it could have been worse. That's the way you got to look at it. Previous lap times, though, as Russell's now rounding the final corner. Looking at the sectors, it looks fairly completely equal between all the drivers. Piastri, though, still slightly quicker. You see that gap? It's gone from 10 seconds to 8.3. Russell does a 36.2. Verstappen does a 36 dead. Norris does a 36 dead as well, 600ths quicker. But Piastri is he's not that quick, but he's a little bit quicker. And every lap, as you can see there, look, purple sector 3. Every lap he's gaining a little bit on Norris. I don't think he catches Norris. There is, you know, I know there's 23 odd laps left, but yeah. I think Norris and Verstappen still have another level of pace that they can show yet. Stroll is maturing. That is another way to put it. I still stand by what I said. I think he doesn't crash because he's really slow. Max nearly hit the wall and lost a lot of time in 14 and 2. That is tough. I hope he keeps doing that. I love Max, but I want Norris to win this championship. So come on, Lando. He used hard tyres? Well, he's on the used tyres right now. And he has a 4-lap advantage on Leclerc in terms of tyre age, but he's just a little bit slower right now. Should Stroll be in F1 if it wasn't for the owner? Oh, absolutely not. If we're looking at performance, which of course is what F1 is all about, as Stroll finally does pit, if his father wasn't the owner of the team he drives for, he would have been dumped out probably about 2023, I reckon. I reckon he would have stayed in 2022 because he beat Vettel. And even though Vettel was he's really shit that year, they would still look at that and go, oh, he beat Vettel, he's obviously good enough. But I think after 2023, he would have been gone. I'll be back soon. I'll see you later, Shrub. Constructor Champions today? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Never in doubt, really, was it? It's too bad Verstappen had that lockup. It'd be closer to 2 seconds from the leader. It is a shame, yeah. I mean, like I said, I want Norris to pass Verstappen because I want Norris to win the championship, but at the same time, I don't want Russell to win. So, it's quite mixed emotions right now. But, yeah, overall, regardless of who I like or dislike, it is a shame that happened. Fernando Alonso Team Radio.
Trophy for the hero of race.
What did he say?
Trophy for the hero of race.
I actually don't know what he's saying now. I think race is the only word I understood. Max Verstappen on Team Radio.
Adam Beers, like a handbrake, please help.
Okay, let's have female 6, please, and talk.
The rear is like a handbrake, please help. That is not what you want to hear. Gap to Verstappen from Norris is now only down to 1.4. Ollie's sitting P10, it is decent. And he will probably... no, he will. He will gain 2 more places once Lawson and Sainz do pit. Of course, Behrman did start P9, so he should score points today. But yeah, he'll probably be up to P8, and then he'll have a decent gap as well by about 4 seconds to Hadjar, who... Actually, no, Alonso... Yeah. I reckon Behrman can get P9 today. P8 if he can fight off Alonso, as we now have a Lando Norris... Oh, hang on. Before we listen to the team English... Before we listen to the Norris Team Radio, Max Verstappen, 2 laps in a row, has broken track limits. 2 more of them and have a penalty, which, let's be honest, that won't happen, but because it's Verstappen. But that could spice things up. Norris Team Radio. Oh, here we go.
Just struggling in the jets, yeah, already.
Understood. Verstappen is struggling in clean air, so let's put pressure on him.
Oh! Will! That's just insulting! I'm struggling in dirty air. Blonde comes out and says, well, Verstappen's struggling in clean air. That is a crazy communication. Albon's had a good race. He hasn't pitted yet, though. So once he does, if we're looking at a 20-second drop, he'll go, well, 5, 8, 9, 11. He'll be last, is where Albon will be. If Albon pits now, he'll be last, which is tough. Same with Sainz, actually. Sainz will also be last. What's going on with Hamilton? He's just... To be honest, there's nothing to really say other than he's just... Oh, shit. He's a bit slow. That is all I can really say. He is genuinely just slow. He's not really I mean, he's not slow. I mean, look at the lap times. 36.4. He's 3/10 down on Antonelli, a 10th down on Leclerc, and he's up on everyone else. But he's the slowest of, like, the top runners. So obviously the McLarens, the Ferraris, the Mercedes, and Max Verstappen. We don't include Tsunoda. Blue flags for Stroll. He is the first driver to get lapped this race. Surprise, as Russell makes his way through. Don't think he's ever going back to what he was. I think I agree. Unless he spends another 3 or so years at Ferrari. I feel like if he spends another couple of years, will get there. But if it's only like the next 2 years, then I don't think so. I think he's obviously still got it in him, because you don't just lose that after winning the World Championship 7 times. But my theory is, because he's been with Mercedes for 11 years, he's got that familiarity with the team. The car might be a bit different, but overall it's the same, and the way things work are the same. And then he's going to a new team, new colours, new way of working, new language, absolutely everything is new. Alongside a teammate that's already been there for 6 years. It's tough. Was I expecting Hamilton to be better by now? Absolutely. But, yeah. I hope he does get better, though. Because, seeing Hamilton always behind Leclerc for the most part is not very good for his legacy. I think I said it the other day. If Hamilton continues to be like this for the next, year, his legacy is going to be tarnished forever, because they're just going to see him as the only one in the best car. As soon as he has a competitive teammate, he loses. That's what they did with Checo Perez. Before he went to Red Bull, I mean, you think 2020, people were like, how is Checo not on the grid? He's like the best driver. He's like the top 3 drivers here. Now, he's considered one of the worst drivers in recent history, it feels like. So, for Hamilton's sake, he needs to get up there. Do you know what I mean? Verstappen pushing now, he definitely is. Look at that gap, 2.5. Although he hasn't closed the gap to Russell by that much, but the gap to Norris is going up. Also, look at Piastri, 5.8. At 10 laps ago, it was 10. And that you can see there, look, 35.9, 36.6. 7 tenths quicker on the previous lap. So Piastri is probably giving it some. Blessed day today? Yes. It is a blessed day. I get to watch Formula 1. Cars have changed a little, different teams. There are so many factors to it. Some argue that because of who Hamilton is and the greatness he's achieved, it shouldn't matter which team he goes to, he should be, the best. But it just doesn't work like that. I think there's many drivers who should have been in F1, but as you know, F1 is a cruel sport, and sometimes teams choose money over speed. I think of Callum Ilott for modern terms, he's now in IndyCar. To be fair, you can go even more modern. Teo Pourchaire, Frederick Vesti, Felipe Drugovich. Who won the last F2 championship? Was it Bortoleto? It might have been, but before Bortoleto, the last sort of 3 F2 champions never even got a sniff for an F1 seat. Teo Pourchaire won it. He wasn't even in the debate. This is how cruel F1 is. Teo Pourchaire was in the Sauber Junior team. Sauber needed a driver for 2024. Teo Pourchaire won the championship, and he wasn't even in the shortlist. Same with Drugovich. He was in the Aston Martin Junior team. And when he won the championship, he wasn't in the view for an Aston Martin seat before they got Alonso. It is outrageous how that could even be a thing. Playing any F1 today? I might do. Depends on, if I've got shit to do later today, which I don't know yet. Who knows? Saw a bunch of debris. Well, I'll let you know as soon as there is one. My TV doesn't work, so I can't see F1. That is a very, very sad thing to know. You have my deepest condolences. I feel like Hamilton sort of Schumachered himself in reverse. He left Mercedes, went to Ferrari, has been absolutely struggling non-stop. He actually has. Like that, yeah, he has. That's a good point, yeah. He's had like sort of the opposite career to Schumacher, and yet, yeah. Yeah, that's actually quite weird. Hamilton won everything with Mercedes and is now struggling at Ferrari. Schumacher won everything with Ferrari, and did he struggle with Mercedes? I wouldn't know, because I didn't watch much of 2012 or them years. I'm the same way, I never know what's going to happen later in the day. Well, to be fair, it's just sort of like, I'm either out doing something, which I'll just decide like I fancy popping at, so I will, as we do have a yellow flag, and it's going to be a collision between someone, Hulkenberg, I believe. Hulkenberg, and there's someone there. Is it just Hulkenberg? Oh, no. Someone was stopped there for a second, but I think they carry on now. I think it might have been Hulkenberg. Yeah, no, I don't know. There is a yellow flag, though. Although we are back to green, so someone's obviously locked up, or like you said, a bit of debris going on. 2012 was quite difficult for Michael. What? I swear he still, like, got on the podium and got pole at Monaco. But yeah, I suppose after everything, really. I mean, look at that's literally the same as Hamilton. He's struggling, but he's still got pole and won at China in the sprint. Piastri Team Radio.
Oscar, we now think we should take the safety car for a stop. Just let me know if you strongly disagree.
I don't know what to do right now. You
Oh.
know what you think is best.
Oh, he does not sound happy. He sounds really miserable, considering he's catching his teammate very quickly. George Russell Team Radio. Oh.
Blue flags, get out of the way.
He's demanding them. Blue flags, get out the way. Lando pushing a lot. It does seem that way. 37.8 for Verstappen, 37.4 for Norris, although there was that yellow flag. So maybe Norris has done a little bit of an impeding area. We'll find out. Yeah, Hulkenberg has had a bit of an incident. He's now back in the pits and he's last. So, well, they could send him back out. It'd be a bit pointless, but they could. Get a bit of testing in, you know, learn more about the car. Lando's now within DRS, so I'm not sure what's happened to Verstappen. I'm a bit confused. It could be traffic. Bortoletto's right there, and so is Ocon and Colapinto, so that is probably the reason why, but yeah, that gap has just shrunk. That's just rigged for Verstappen, because they seem to be getting out of Norris's way just fine. Oh, wow. I want to see the sectors. Verstappen's going to put in a... Oh, there you go. 41.4, 40.1. Oh, no, 40.9. Ah, there you go, then. Lando versus back soon. It does seem that way. Although, look at the traffic. You've got Colapinto and Bortoletto. And kind of Tsunoda as well. And Gasly and Ocon. So we've got P17 all the way to P13. All in the way of Norris and Verstappen right now. It's just now Norris is within DRS. The back markers should get out of the way of both of them. So Norris should be within DRS for a while now, hopefully. Although, of course, depending on where Verstappen is, he'll also have DRS from the back markers. And he does seem to be right up Bortoletto's arse. So he should have DRS, I think, probably. Who knows? I also find it really funny that, I know there's only like 15 laps left, but Tsunoda will probably be lapped by his teammate this race. That's tough. Let's go, Russell. Put the Merc on the top step. I'd hate that because I like seeing Russell do bad and I don't like Mercedes. But you can't deny he's driven very, very well today. Actually, to be fair, right now he's a bit shit. But that first stint on the mediums was unbelievable. He was the fastest driver on track for the first 20 laps straight. And he pulled an insane gap. So for that alone, it's a great drive. As Albon pits for softs and he's now setting the fastest lap of the race, he's doing a Ricardo. He's ruining whoever... Well, actually, to be fair, and Russell might have led every lap, but he doesn't have the... Has he led every lap? I don't know. No, Piastri's led a couple, I believe. I want to see this like blue flag battle going on. Although to be fair, there's only a... Oh, this track is a bit dodgy. It's very... I mean, I'm looking at like a track, but it's very... Glitchy's the wrong word, but like cars keep going ahead of the other and then back, so it's difficult to tell. But as far as I can tell, Bortoletto is the last back marker. Yes. So as soon as they get past Bortoletto, and Colapinto, they'll have clean air for a while. Verstappen excuse me, struggling. It does seem that way. 0.5 now between them. And I think if all Norris needs to do is get past. I know that sounds dumb, but he can't do none of this like waiting around for the perfect moment. He needs to send it, get past him, and he should have the pace to clear off. And also, no, I feel like I've missed it a lot. Look at Piastri's gap. 3.7. Which has a lot to do with the back markers. I mean, look at Verstappen's gap to Russell. It's now 6 seconds. But that's still pretty impressive. As Lewis Hamilton pits for soft tyres until the end, he's now 20 seconds off Antonelli. So that seems a bit pointless, to be honest. I mean, he'll be fast, but he's not doing 20 seconds in like 14 laps. Right, there is now one back marker left, which is Franco Colapinto, who should get out the way by the end of this straight. Hulkenberg-Colapinto collision has been reviewed by the FIA, no further investigation. Colapinto still ain't getting out the way, which is quite interesting. You've got to move, blood. Move. Move. I think he's moved. Has he moved? I think he has. 0.7 between Verstappen and Norris, 0.9. And yes, wait, no, wait, look at this. Colapinto has gotten out the way of Verstappen, but not Norris, and he's cost him half a second. Oh, Colapinto, you dirty bastard. You dirty bastard. He might have just ruined Norris's chances there. Still a lot of laps left, though, and he's still within DRS, so it's not too bad, but Colapinto, that's a bit naughty. Oscar Piastri, Team Radio.
We have 8 cars within 10 seconds. Massive following. It's like starting the race in the middle of a pack.
That might be the most pointless radio message I've ever heard in my life. Anyways, I'm looking at the broadcast, and that's exactly what happened. Around turn 4, Colapinto got out of the way of Verstappen, but not Norris, and held up Norris, although Norris is still within DRS. So, he'll get DRS round turn 15, the second straight, and should put the gap down to about 0.8, maybe? 0.7? 0.7? Wasn't expecting that. He's going to try and push it now? He probably is, yeah. Oh, another Piastri radio. As the gap's going up, by the way.
Oh man, this race is so much fun. You have no idea.
Oscar, there's a lot of opportunity. There's good points here.
No shit. He's 4th. Do you know what? I feel it's quite funny. Norris has been ahead of Piastri for this entire race. And if Verstappen does lose out to Norris, Norris is only going to gain what? 18 compared to 12. Is it 12? 18, 15, yeah. 7 points. That's actually quite good, really. I thought it was like nothing. That's quite a lot. Norris needs this bad. Hamilton's trying so hard to catch up. He actually is. To be fair, he's done 5 seconds in like 2 laps. It might be possible. I'm not saying it is, but he set the fastest lap of 33.8. He's currently 3 seconds a lap quicker than everyone ahead of him. If he can somehow keep that pace up for at least the next couple of laps, he might actually get Antonelli, which would be really, really funny, considering he was nowhere near 5 laps ago when he was on the hard tyres. What's your sim setup? I have a T300 wheelbase, Thrustmaster, a Thrustmaster open wheel add-on wheel, and I don't know what my pedals are, I just know they're Thrustmaster, and probably one of the cheaper ones they have. Previous lap times, Russell 36.2, Verstappen 36 dead, Norris basically a 36 dead as well. Although Norris was a tenth faster. And now there's going to be no traffic for probably the next 3 laps or so? Maybe? Yeah, that kind of area. Sick, thanks, anytime, mate. I hate the DRS rules. I do too. I don't like DRS in general. I know it provides overtaking, but it's also very cheap. But the fact that, you know, a leading car can get DRS from a back marker is a bit silly. Because it can change the entire, you know, outcome of the race, and that is basically completely reliant on luck. Honestly, they should just, like, I don't know what they can do about back markers, but they just need to, like, force the teams to make a good enough car. That sounds dumb, but there shouldn't be back markers. I've got a G29, bone stock, planning on getting a better wheel, the thing you hold. Yeah, mine's complete. I mean, mine isn't even stock anymore. Mine's custom because it's full of duct tape because the material fell off. I do have a G29. It's down the floor there. I've just never really used it, to be honest, because I just prefer the F1 shaped wheel. Lando really pushing now. It does seem that way, although he just can't really get by. I think the golden number is 0.4 of a second. If Lando is 0.4 behind before a DRS zone, he can get past. But that's about it. And that's also, you say about I don't like the DRS rules. That's another thing. The DRS isn't even that good. Like, you still have to be 0.4 of a second behind, maybe even less, for it to actually make an impact. Fanatec has been great for me. It's just way too expensive for no apparent reason, in my opinion. I mean, obviously, if you're trying to, like, take sim racing seriously, Fanatec is probably your best bet because it's the, the high-end stuff. But when you're like me and you just want to drive the car and just dick about and that's about it, what I've got now, I've had it for 4 years and I'll probably just get, if I need a new one, I'll just get the same one because it's good. So that's what I mean. Through that DRS zone, Norris barely gained anything. I know Singapore's got 2 very short straights, but I don't know. They need to make. I know are they getting rid of DRS or are they renaming it? I don't remember. They're doing something with it that's a bit weird. Good pedals are more important. I agree, but also, like I said, I just don't feel like I need to upgrade. I mean, I used to use my clutch pedal as a brake because it used to hurt my legs after a while if I had like close together, because obviously the brake and throttle are next to each other, but my clutch broke, so now I'm forced to use the brake pedal. Lando 1.4 seconds than Piastri. I think Piastri's struggling up with traffic, or he did. Because, as you can see, you know, Colapinto, Bortolo, Sainz, Stroll, Ocon, Albon, Lawson, Gasly, all in the way. Hamilton's gap, by the way, we should keep an eye on him as well, alongside Norris, who, going around turn 5, is 0.5 of a second behind. This is his best chance. Is he going to go for it? Take a look at the, at your screen, 0.2. Is he going for it? No. Okay. I feel like that's Norris's problem right now, is that for a while, I know he's fighting for a championship, but he is a bit of a bitch. But keep an eye on Hamilton, though. There is 9 or so laps left, and he's 8 seconds behind. And on his current pace, he can still get ahead of Antonelli, maybe even Leclerc as well. Singapore roads are too bumpy for an F1 race. Obviously, they're not that bumpy because it has to meet a certain standard, but also, I think the whole idea, I know street tracks are, like, cool and, like, obviously a great spectacle, but turning a road into a racetrack does seem a bit dumb. Because there are so many, like, actual racing circuits in the world. I know they have to be grade 1 FIA, like, grade to, like, have F1 race at them. But apart from Monaco and obviously Melbourne, I don't think there should be street tracks. Although I say that, Las Vegas has provided some really good races, despite what people have been thinking, and also just the track layout. It's basically just a couple straights with some 90-degree corners. I have paddle shifters. I also have a manual gear knob because I love a manual. I'd also probably have one of them if I ever drove anything that wasn't an F1 car. Norris 0.9 behind now, so he's lost a bit. To be fair, they have been getting past Tsunoda, who has now been lapped by his teammate, which is very tough. I wonder if they're going to play some games and make Tsunoda hold up Norris. Have they done that? Doesn't seem like it. It's still 0.7, but Norris is running out of time here. He's running out of time a lot. he needs to get this move done. Like, he needs to. He needs to just send it. Like, do a Danny Rick and just send it. Lance Stroll Team Radio.
Bortoletto ahead is on 40-lap old parts.
Yeah, my mediums feel like 100-lap old.
I don't know where he's got 14 from. It's actually 39. I mean, it's a 14-lap advantage. It's not even a 14-lap advantage. Where's he got 14 from? Unreal. Can I give you a hint for something? Of course you can. I'm always open to criticism. I just usually ignore it. But of course you can. You're right, Paul. The F1 race in Singapore is a bit BS. I think I agree. But it's like I said when, you know, someone's talking about Monaco. I know it's obviously like dull because there's never an overtake, but I do enjoy just watching cars go round, do you know what I mean? And I think Bortoletto's had something go wrong because he's dropped down 2 places. Stroll's gotten past him and so has Albon. Leclerc falling back, it seems like it. Look at that, 1.4. Hamilton should get past Leclerc here. That'd be really, 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 really funny. Although, to be fair, Hamilton did start ahead of him. So, if anything, he deserves to. But at the same time, the fact that he does a 2-stop strategy when everyone else has done a 1-stop and he still gets past is great. Lando Norris now. Oh. What's happened there? Norris has dropped out of DRS of Max Verstappen. How have you let that happen, Lando? This is your chance, just like Baku, to get some points on Piastri, and for the second time running, you're bottling it. I know in Azerbaijan... Actually, to be fair, Lando said they were quickest in Azerbaijan, or they should have been. So he had a chance there, and now he's bottling it again. Yes, he's still going to gain, but he's gaining 3 points rather than 7. Stop eating Maccas and your chin won't have a brother. I'm not even double-chinned. What are you waffling about, blood? You said that I could slaughter a Maccas. I ain't had one for 6 months. Have some class. He can say that. People like to be angry because they're sad with themselves. Don't bother me. Carry on, lad. It is, of course, boring. Apart from when someone said, called me Ayrton Send Food. That was funny. And also when someone compared me to Mr. Tumble. That was also funny, but yeah, whatever. We have 8 laps remaining. I can't do maths. You have 7 laps remaining, including this one, of the Singapore Grand Prix. Russell with a 6-second gap as Hamilton overtakes Leclerc. That's really funny. And now he should get Antonelli as well for a top 5 finish, which would be really cool. I'd enjoy that. He should have done better, but I think he'll take a top 5, given, you know, the different strategy. Maybe, you know what? Maybe if Piastri went onto the soft tyres, he could have maybe got second. Because look at Hamilton's laps. I mean, they've slowed down a bit now, but he was 3 seconds a lap quicker than everyone else on the softs, even after 12 laps. Hamilton did it, he did indeed. Fair play. You know, I know Leclerc's obviously struggling, 34-lap old hard tyres, but that's fair enough. Norris, by the way, back within DRS. He's got 6 or so laps to get this move done. Come on, Lando. Do it for the British. And also for yourself, because, you know, it's quite important. After the week or so Hamilton's had, it will feel like a win. It might do. I hope it does anyway. I mean, I said I wanted Hamilton to at least get on the podium. That would be really good, but I feel like, you know, top 5, pushing on the softs, getting ahead of his teammate, maybe getting ahead of Antonelli as well. I think he'll take that. He's still a little bit faster, but it's not by much. We can actually see his lap times. Antonelli puts in a 36.6, Hamilton a 36.2. So he is still quicker, and it might be down to a last lap pass, as Lando once again fails to overtake Max Verstappen. Piastri still 3 seconds back, so he should stay in P4. Antonelli pretty much, well, he's guaranteed a top 6, regardless of what Hamilton does. Leclerc will take a P7 today, and Ollie Behrman will be scoring points. Yes! Go on, the Ollie! Love that for him. Rip Roscoe, absolutely rip Roscoe. I think I've said it before. I didn't really see many pictures or images of Roscoe because I just didn't really, like, you know, I wasn't looking at Hamilton's socials because I don't really do that kind of thing. You know, look at social media. But I do know what it's like to lose a pet because I've lost 6 or 7. So I know what it feels like. And also, Roscoe looked eerily like my own little puppy. So, yeah. For this race, and maybe for the future as well, I want Hamilton to succeed. Usually, I don't really care what he does. If he wins, good for him. If he doesn't, shame, but oh well. But from now on, I want him to do well. Like, I really do. Isaac Hajar Team Radio, who is on for a point, by the way.
Please confirm situation is clear on the Max on Norris.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't know what he just said. I can't understand him or... Actually, wait, hang on. Wait. Hajar is French. I'm pretty sure his engineer's French. Why don't they just speak French? Oh, wait, is it mandatory to speak English on the radio? It probably is, isn't it? That's a dumb comment from me. You let him pass? That makes a lot of sense, actually. Still got past him, though. So you know what? If you're a Hamilton fan, you'll probably just take that. 1.5 as well between Hamilton and Antonelli, with 4 or 5 laps remaining. Would like him to try and stay in the top 5 territory. I think he can get top 5 today, but from now on it's going to be tough. Because obviously Verstappen's quick, the McLarens are quick, and the Mercedes are quick. So, it's very doable. But I think from now on a top 6 or top 7 should be the minimum for Hamilton. I believe it's an FIA requirement. I do too. I mean, you don't hear... I mean, yeah. Most of the drivers here, I know they speak English, but they're not English. And yet, they speak English, so it definitely is. Obviously, of course, because they show it on the broadcast and things. I'm sorry, this music's doing my head in. I can't do it. Shut up. Anyways, 3 laps remain of the Grand Prix. Actually, no, 4, including this one. Norris almost dropping out of DRS again as Piastri gets the gap. He does. Norris out of DRS again. Oh, no, he just got it. You lucky bastard. You are so lucky. I'm saying that. I want him to do well. Piastri got the gap down to 2.8 as well. I swear to all that's holy, if Piastri gets in front of Lando Norris, I will cry. Which driver do you support? Right now, I'd say Norris or Verstappen. Overall, Checo Perez. Oh, hang on. This could be something. Ollie Behrman has got a black and white flag for track limits. It doesn't actually mean anything, actually. Never mind. He's got a 15-second margin. Wait. Hang on. Wait. I missed this. Sainz is on for points. Carlos Sainz has pitted for soft tyres. He is a second away from points. And he is a second lap quicker than Hajar, who, remember, has engine problems. He's got 4 laps to do it. Maybe 3, because I think he's a lap down. But Sainz could score points today, and this would be one of the most historical things ever. My F125 race that I did on Thursday predicted that Sainz would finish P10 from P18. He started P18 today, and he is on for a P10. That would be unbelievable. Hamilton as well. 0.5 away from Antonelli. Lando Norris, 0.6 away from Max Verstappen. This is Lando's chance. He needs a very good turn 5, and he can do it. Come on, Lando. Come on. Let me move that. Come on, let's go, Lando. Lando is okay. Let's go, Lando. He is here to stay. Let's go, Lando. He is one of us. He's racing like a lion. Shouldn't he be? He's not done it. Okay. I'm forgetting about Lando. I hate him. Hamilton. Okay, well, Sainz has got into the points now. What happened to Hamilton? Why is he 3 seconds back? Huh? Okay, well, Hamilton ain't getting that P5 anymore. I thought it was basically guaranteed, but... What? Why is he losing so much time? What's going on? What? Did Antonelli clot into him or something? Big fan of Signs? I am too. I like Signs a lot. I like every driver a lot, to be fair. There isn't a single driver I don't like. There are fan bases I don't like. Colapintos are insufferable. Norris's are a bit bad. To be fair, every fan base has got bad eggs, but yeah, they're just annoying. 2 laps remaining. Russell should be a guaranteed win at this point. Behrman kind of in the way, but not really. Russell's driven really well today. I mean, obviously he has to because he's won. But that first stint was historical. 20 laps in a row, Russell was the fastest car on track. Norris, I know there's still like 1 or 2 more opportunities. I don't see him getting past. I just don't. I don't think he can do it. Had to have gotten smacked. He actually, oh yeah. Look, he's done. He's just been done by Leclerc. So he has been Clyde. Hang on. Lando Norris has front wing damage. Wait. Has he had that front wing damage the whole race? Or did I just see something? Is that what he got at turn 1 at the start? His left end plate is like bending like that. Is that... I don't know how to... Yeah. It's like bending sideways or outwards. Well, Hamilton will still... Is he just gonna... He's not gonna pit again, because he'll lose out to... Wait, no, he can pit again, he's just not. Oh, I knew he had damage, but that was that. I didn't know how severe it was, but now I've seen, so we're good. We're dialed. I understand now. As the final lap of the race begins, George Russell, what a glitch live, you know, unbelievable. He's gonna get a win here in Singapore. Pole to win. Good job by him. Lando Norris has 1 more opportunity to overtake Verstappen, and he's probably not going to do it. He's 0.7 behind, and 0.8 now, so no chance for Lando. Also, just fair play to Verstappen, defended really, really well. And why is Hamilton... Wait, Hamilton's going to lose out to Alonso. Hamilton's going to end up retiring. Why is he not pitting again? What? Miss Checo can't wait for next season. Oh, I'd love to. Would you get copyright strike for singing the Lando song? Probably not, but you never know these days. Hamilton is going to lose out to Alonso here, and maybe Ollie Behrman. Why Ferrari haven't pitted him again, I don't know. They're going to lose points because of this. Hamilton has a lap time deleted for track limits, and look at that, 2 minutes 8. Why is Sky Sports not looking at this? No one cares about Lando, who can't get past Verstappen. George Russell making his way round turn 16. Round of applause for George Russell. Great drive, as I said earlier. Well done. Russell wins the Grand Bank. No, hang on. Go. There you go. George Russell wins the Singapore Grand Prix. Max Verstappen takes P2 after another Lando Norris bottle job. And Oscar Piastri takes P4. Lando gains 3 points. Is it 3? Yeah, it is 3. On Piastri in the championship. Max Verstappen gains 3 on Norris and 7 on Piastri. Is it 7? No, it's 6. My apologies. Anthony takes P5. Leclerc takes P6. But look at Hamilton. He is only around turn 10 right now. Alonso is on for a P7. And Alonso's going to get that, you know. Why are they... What website is this? It's called FormulaTimer.com. Hamilton's gonna... I'm so confused. What? Why? Oh, Ferrari have ruined Hamilton here. How is Alonso not overtaken him yet? Come on, Alonso. Go. What? He's just not overtaking him for some reason. I think Hamilton's doing he's just stalling really bad. Actually, it's going to go down to the line, you know. Hamilton comes around the final corner. Does he get P7? He does. Somehow, Lewis Hamilton has taken P7 despite being 11 seconds slower than Alonso. Has he done that? I don't know. But Hamilton somehow takes P7. I'm going to look back and see what caused him to slow down so massively. He ended up 34 seconds behind Leclerc. Alonso takes P8. Ollie Behrman takes P9. And Carlos Sainz, who F125 predicted would finish P10 after starting P18, starts P18 today and finishes P10. How he scored a point for Williams, I will never know. But fair fucking play. You know, I feel bad for Isaac Hadjar. You know, was losing half a second a lap because of an engine problem and just missed out on points. Tsunoda takes P12. George Russell Team Radio celebrating his win. I'm going to mute this as well, so you can hear it into his glory.
Well done.
Oh, yeah.
And McLaren also Constructors World Champions for the second time in a row. Third round of applause. Well done.
Driver car combination, perfect.
Thanks, Tito. Made up for 2 years ago.
What happened a few years ago? I forgot Russell's the only person to do that. He wins and then just references something from years ago. Lando Norris Team Radio as well. I think it's a long one.
P3. We chip away at him. And we are the World Constructors Championships. We did. We won. 2 years running. What a mate.
Oh, I'm pretty tired, man. I didn't drink. I couldn't. I feel too bad. But who cares? We all won.
You care.
Another World Championship for McLaren. Congratulations, everyone. You all worked so hard. I'm so proud to be part of it all. Beautiful. Simply beautiful. Well done, everyone. Very well deserved. Incredible.
What do you mean no one cares? You care. You might have just lost the championship because of that. What do you mean? Stop putting it on, Lando. Like, we all know you care, mate. Like, shut up. Oh, that was a good race. I enjoyed that. Right, before I head off, thanks for the stream. Really enjoyed it. I appreciate that, Paul Curtis. Probably said that wrong, but thank you. Lewis brake issue. Yeah, but surely that didn't just happen randomly. That must have been a result of something. I want to say what happened. I want to know. So Hamilton got within DRS. Oh, okay, I found the exact... I just realized I'm going to get banned. Farewell, my sweet prince. Hamilton... So he was right behind Antonelli, and then it was sort of... The second DRS straight is when his brake issue started. Well, there you go, then. Nothing even happened. I thought there was a collision, but no, Antonelli just did nothing. Hamilton's brakes decided, you know what? You're not having a top 5 today. You're finishing 7th. And also, Hamilton is under investigation for track limits. So he might lose out to Alonso, which would be tough. But you know what? P7, P8, I don't think Hamilton cares because he should have finished 5th. But I'm going to head off now. There is a very, very, very tiny chance I might be back on later doing some Checo career, but I doubt it. I think I've got some shit to do today, so we'll go from there. But thank you all for tuning in for today's race. That was some good fun. I enjoyed it. I don't actually know when the next race is. Why? I don't even know what the next race is. I assume it's Texas, but I don't actually know. And it is Texas. You got that ball knowledge. Just want to find out the timings for it. Oh. Oh, that says 18. Oh, wow. That says 18:30. Hang on a sec. Give me a second. Let me just quickly blow me nose because I know I'm getting ill. You know when there are, like, signs that you just know that, like, in a day or two you're just going to be, like, bedridden from illness? But yeah, I genuinely thought that Texas was going to be practice 1. I thought it said 10:30 a.m. and then sprint quali was at 10:30 p.m. But no, it's a sprint. Since when? When actually is it? Like, is it next week or is it the week after? October 19th. Okay, it's 2 weeks away. Okay, so I might as well mention it. In Texas, I'll probably be doing a watch along of sprint quali, the sprint quali, and the race. But it's not for 2 weeks, so I'll just remind you lot in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, I'm heading off now. Thanks everyone for popping in. Love the streams. I intend to keep it up for as long as I can. This is the longest I have gone ever. Like streaming like days in a row. I know I had like 2 days off like a week ago, but overall, I have never streamed this many days in a row. Usually, I would stream once or twice a week and then bin it off for 6 months. But I'm grinding. I'm loving it. Long may it continue. Thank you all, and peace. Have a good rest of your weekend. Sunday.